So backstage, Serena Deeb is with Jim Ross, and basically she's saying she's paid her dues, and she demanded a match against Cheetah. Basically, there's nothing more to this than that.
Bro, I'm gonna say this again. I say it every week. Who wants to see anybody against Cheetah?
Right.
Or Riho or Soho or bro, I'm sorry, I like Japanese wrestling, especially like in the 90s. I loved it. It was the women's Japanese wrestling was incredible, and I still like it to this day, but these girls ain't it.
Right. So Malakai Black against Pillman Jr. is up next. I felt so bad for Brian. He botched his springboard thing, and he landed. He actually was a good bump because he went up for the springboard. He slipped. His ankles hit the top rope and flipped him into the ring for a bump. So it's like it was actually a safe looking botch, and then he ate the roundhouse kick, and that was it. So then the Black was going to attack him after the match, and the Lucha Brothers walked down to the ring, and the lights went out, and Black had escaped. Okay, so then we go in the back. Okay, and they interview Ruby Soho, and when you saw them interviewing Ruby Soho, what's the first thing that went through your mind?
Someone's going to attack her.
Someone's going to attack her.
Yeah, or Britt's coming up. Britt's coming up.
All right, she was immediately. They do this too. Whenever they interview somebody, you notice the person never gets a word in. The interrupter is always like the one that starts the thing. Like they interrupt them right away. Okay. She interrupted by Britt Baker. She told Ruby that she couldn't get the job done again, just like a Grand Slam. And Ruby told her she couldn't beat her without her help, and she hasn't pinned Riho with or without help. And Britt attacked her. Then Riho made the save, and one person just grabbed Riho, and she then held her and just grabbed her. And held her. Did you see that? That's kind of.
She only weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, she only weighs like she's. I wonder what she weighs. Have you seen her?
Can't be more than 80 pounds.
Yeah, she's real tiny. Yeah, she's real tiny.
Right.
That's my problem with her. Is she doesn't look believable at all. When she punches, she looks like she couldn't hurt a fly. I mean, she's just so little.
The match on Rampage was terrible. That match.
Right. Okay. So next we go to the main event: the Lucha Brothers against the Jurassic Boys. Typical what you'd expect of these. A lot of spots, a lot of lucha. Alex Abrahantes is just. He goes and he's spazzing out there.
He's so
annoying. Did you notice this?
Yeah.
Konnan, did you notice JR kind of burying him on commentary also?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because he's annoying. He's like,
and the thing is, he looks like Tony Khan's Latino cousin, and I think that's why Tony doesn't get rid of him, because he's the only guy on earth that has Tony's hair. They have it like the same Donald Trump early, but all right.
Okay, so Alex Abrahantes sets up a table ringside. Kristen runs him off. Penta landed some kicks on Luchasaurus, but he stuffed the third and then chokeslammed Phoenix through the table that was set up at ringside. He missed him. He didn't land him right in the middle and land him on the side, and poor Phoenix dislocated his arm in an ugly-looking
That was brutal.
Injury. Okay, so then they had the Jungle Boy. So in the ring, Penta and Jungle Boy do the thing and go back and forth. He rolls him up for a win. Bro, I'm just watching this, and now I've talked about this all the time. They just won the titles, okay? Right. Jungle Boy sat there, and remember how there's always an awkward out, Konnan, and they were in the ring for a long time after the match. They show all the tag teams come out on the stage, and the LAX is in the crowd.
His mom.
And then Jungle Boy not one single time showed an ounce of emotion during that whole time after he won the match.
You're right.
And I'm like, dude, it's like you can't even get excited that you won the belts. I mean, come on. I don't know. I just thought this
also
the show is actually entertaining.
And can I also say this? And I like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They always try to put on entertaining matches. They don't feel like tag team champions, just like Adam Page doesn't either. It just feels like, okay, we knew. And then I'm getting pretty deeper than most, but again, I almost feel like this is something that was maybe promised to them a while ago, and they finally decided to give it to them. But there was no real build-up, no real nothing behind this.
I was wanting to ask, do you think it was called on the fly because they saw Phoenix's arm, thought he broke it?
I think so.
You're going to have to take the titles anyway if his arm's broke.
Could be.
We'll go ahead and let him roll him up and win it.
No.
You don't think they would call that on the fly?
No. Not they were going over.
His parents.
There was no way they were going over. They were doing this. I guarantee you, this is the first show on TBS, and they wanted to finish the night with a title change. Yeah. That's probably what they thought. That's why they booked this. They figured that we can't beat what's his name Cody just won the
Hangman,
and we got to have a tag title. We have to have a title change on the show, so let's make it the tag titles. That's what it felt like.
But that's what you're giving it to, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They wanted the thing of the vision was we're going to do the match, and after the match, we're going to play the song and show the crowd go, and that's how we're going to go
and
off.
Show all the other teams coming out to give them the stink eye. And
right, which I thought was corny.
That was corny. For sure.
Yeah, a lot of corny. They booked some really weird.
What about the light? What about the lights out botch?
Yeah,
first the lights went out in the middle of the match. Did you see that, Konnan?
Yeah.
Well, what happened with that?
Somebody up.
Who the knows? Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, it's the Briscoes or something, but it was nothing. It was nothing.
They were rumored to have signed.
And that would have been a good area to bring them out, too, in Jersey.
Or at least something screwy was going to happen, and then nothing at all.
They blew
but
it.
I didn't know if you thought they'd switched it, because I thought Phoenix really snapped his arm. It came out later today that I guess he just dislocated it, but he didn't break it.
Good.
Yeah. It looked like a compound fracture in real time.
That's what I thought live.
A dislocated elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got extremely lucky.
But the mechanism looked like a compound fracture.
Yeah, the first
it was brutal.
First replay I saw, I was like,
Then I was like, does AEW not see this? Because they kept showing that same replay of his arm, and I thought, my God, that's so gruesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they showed it like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know if you thought they switched it on the fly or not, or I guess they were just set to win it, like you said.
Set up for Christian to go heel, too. That's what I thought with the story.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hit them after the match or something, yeah.
Right, and cost them the titles.
Yeah.
I wanted to add about what Disco said about after the match and their body language. Like with Luchasaurus, like it looked like he was worried more about like Phoenix. Like you saw him, there was no excitement in winning a world championship. He was just kind of leaning back. He wasn't even looking at the championship really. So to me, like that whole body language.
Yeah, it probably feels whenever you hurt somebody or you're part of somebody getting hurt on your watch. You know what I'm saying? You always feel bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, so he probably thought, Phoenix is, he was with him in Lucha Underground, knows what a great wrestler, and he's probably thinking, because he doesn't know that maybe he hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So he was probably down. But you're right about Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy never shows any charisma.
Nothing. Just that shock looked on his face, like, I can't believe we won, and then nothing.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!